What's going on, guys? This is Synergy here, back at you again with another video. Today we're actually going to be talking about how to install Division Resurgence on PC via Mumu Player. Now, I'm going to actually go through some of the settings in Mumu Player and some of the in-game settings. Keep in mind that you do necessarily need to be pre-registered to the game or have the access key in order for you to be able to play Division Resurgence on PC. There is no other way of actually being able to obtain the game because you would have to pre-register through either the website or I would assume through Google Play or the App Store. But this is mainly for Google or I guess you could say Android device users. So we're going to be walking through that. I'm going to be talking a little bit about, the right settings. And if you're a controller player, I'm mainly a controller player. I play this game using a PS4 controller via DS4, which works perfectly fine. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So as I previously stated in the intro, you need to be able to be pre-registered to via Google Play or I would assume TapTap or whatever application it is possible. I heard some people have keys in order for you to be able to register for the open access beta. So when you have that, you're gonna be downloading Mumu Player because Mumu Player is practically the most efficient one. I tested all the other emulators; it doesn't run as smoothly as it does on the Mumu Player. Obviously, I have 3 different instances. If you're new to Mumu Player, what you're gonna do is that you're gonna create a new instance. It's gonna give you a default one, and I'm gonna give you the best settings, but I'm just gonna go to the one that I mainly use to show you where to download it. But basically here, you're gonna click the 3 dots. You're gonna go to device settings. And basically here, you're going to keep it at Vulkan. And for this instance, most times people think that 8 cores is very good. Sometimes the game crashes, but what I later learned is that you don't necessarily need as much cores to run the game because it doesn't crash that much. So you're gonna run 6 cores, and then you're gonna run 8 gigabytes, right? And you're gonna use your graphics card and leave all the rest of the other stuff there, because auto tuning is pretty much the best option that you can be able to have. I mean, if you prefer better graphics, I don't think it really changes in game, but I would recommend using that. As for display, my monitor is 1600 by 900 because I have a very old monitor. I have it set to maximum FPS 120. Well, on my other instance, it's actually 240, but the in-game graphics settings don't matter. Just in case you would keep your FPS counter on, but the FPS counter is actually in the game. It shows it on the bottom left hand corner, so I don't think it really matters. As far as the screen settings, you keep it the same as well too. The most important thing is the model, right? So the model for me, in my case, I would recommend doing S24 Snapdragon. The only reason why is because with this particular preset, it actually enables the game to run at a efficient setting to where the game doesn't necessarily crash as much. I've tested it on different models. It seems like the only one that actually work and is pretty stable. I would also recommend going all the way down within the model settings and set it to high, just so that way you could be able to run the game at 60 frames per second, which we'll later discuss later on during the video. And that's just about it, really. That's nothing really more to, showcase here. And then when that's done, I'm gonna delete this instance because there's no need for it. We're gonna start up this instance, and then I'm gonna show you guys where to actually download it. So of course now we're here. I have a different set of games. Sorry if it seems like it's unorganized, but basically what you're gonna do is if you have it on the Play Store and you pre-register here and you don't have the invite link or whatever the case is, all you're gonna necessarily do is you're gonna type in Division Resurgence. Obviously it pops up there, and then you're gonna install the game through here, right? And then once it downloads, after that you're gonna basically go into the game after it's done installing. But a quick reminder for those who are actually on mobile player or on PC, sorry, if you don't want to use keyboard and mouse, you could use your Xbox controller. It would automatically detect it. Mobile player is one of those emulators that automatically detects it, unlike any other emulators, and it sets the controls for I guess the default option. But if you are using a PS4 controller, I recommend downloading DS4 and hiding your DS4 controller so that way it can operate like an Xbox controller. But make sure you do that before you open up your instance. Otherwise, it won't detect it. It doesn't work well with PS4 controllers. And then now we're actually going to go into the game and we're going to showcase the settings inside the game too. So now that we're in the game, obviously you can tell that on the bottom left hand corner is actually the FPS, and it tells you the early access and stuff. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go to the actual settings, and instead of going to this first in terms of like the quick settings, we're going to go down here. And remember, you can only have access to this when you are out of the tutorial. It doesn't allow you to do it in the tutorial. So I have mine set at medium, standard resolution, and frame rate high because I want it to be played in 60 FPS. Unfortunately, because it's an early access, if you were to put it at the highest, it would only necessarily cap it at 30 frames per second, as you can tell. It's gonna load whatever. If it's not stuck on that, I highly doubt it, but it's gonna load it. And basically what it does is that it keeps it capped at 30 FPS, which you know, is kind of a bummer, but again, it's an early access, so it keeps it at 30 frames per second. And as you can see, the details is pretty high and whatnot. But I'm the type of guy that I would rather play in 60 FPS to defeat the purpose of everything. They claim it's overheating or lag or whatever, but it's okay. It's whatever you guys prefer. So I have it set to that, and shadow quality I have it set to low, the quality set to high, I have bloom on, anti-anodization on, and the rest of the settings off. And the only reason why I did that is because I don't think the three options is necessary per se. As I explained before, when you have other details there, it doesn't really matter. And one thing I noticed about this particular game is that at least within the emulation, the biggest issue within the emulation gameplay is that the faces are completely paled out, which I don't necessarily understand that. I don't know why that's really the case, but it's quite weird because when you go to your backpack and then you go to app roll, you can see your player's face just normal. Again, it's an early access, so can't really blame that. So going right back into the settings, if you are a controller player, obviously it will show you the controller settings and stuff like that. But the sensitivity, I left it at medium, the global sensitivity, and I left everything on default because everything seems to run fine. You can fix around these settings if you want to, but I don't think it's really necessary. But what I will say in the quick settings is that I set my enter and cover at manual. The auto ADS, I leave it on enable, but you can leave it on mix if you want to. The ADS view, I have it mixed. The aim assist on, of course. Rotation is off. Vaulting option is manual, and the auto climb is on no, because I want it on default. I'm used to playing Division 2 and stuff. As for the controller mode, you can't fix it because you're on controller, and even if you play it on keyboard and mouse, you won't be able to have access to those settings anyways. If you're somebody that plays on keyboard and mouse, I'll have the link to DJ Tickle's video on the proper settings. I'm sure that he has it via Google Drive and so forth. But overall, the gameplay on the emulator actually runs perfect. I mean, I have access to the settings by pressing back. You know, I can click on the screen, scroll it, do all of this stuff. I can press start, you know, have access to here as well too. So I don't think it's much of a problem, you know, playing on controller. Of course, if you're somebody that plays on keyboard and mouse, you know, you can have access to those particular settings with DJ Tickle's video and stuff like that, since he probably plays on keyboard and mouse and stuff. But overall, this was a simple and quick tutorial on how to be able to download and actually play the game with controller and stuff. As you can tell, it actually works. I hardly have any crashes. That's probably because I have a beefy PC myself. But overall, it's a very fun game. I hope the full release happens sometime soon, because I actually really have been enjoying it. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know if this video was actually helpful. And this is Synergy signing off, and peace out. So before I actually let you guys go, I'm sorry. I'm sure that goodbyes are not necessarily forever, I suppose. But basically, you know, I appreciate you guys showing support to my videos and stuff like that. It really does mean a lot that you guys have been subscribing to the channel. We're on the road to 2K, and I am very grateful. You know, I also wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys, and I hope that you all enjoy your time with your families, get some good food in your system, and you know, just eat well and be safe out there, you know, because the world's a very nasty place. And you know, if you're home gaming, then as long as you're safe, that's really what matters. But one thing for sure is that what I would ask is that, you know, I have been uploading a lot of content as of recent, because I'm on the road to 2K. My birthday's next month. I can't really tell you what day it really is, but for those of you guys that are long subscribers, you obviously know what day it is. But I'm trying to hit 2K there. So show some love to the shorts, show some love to the rest of the videos and stuff like that. I would really appreciate that. And that's as much as I can ask, you know, because I do love uploading content. I do love doing tutorials, and I like to be able to help out as many people as I can, get the most out of like their gaming experience and stuff like that. I know some people, they play on phone. You know, you have some people that say, oh, but you're playing on a mobile game on PC. Like, what's the point of that? You could just play Division 2. Well, you know, it's preference, man. Like, you know, it happens. Like, people play Destiny Rising on PC as well too, you know. Like, not many people have, you know, the hardware for it and stuff like that. And again, like, you know, it's preference. You know, they're always gonna have people that necessarily have their opinions, and it's always gonna be mixed, and I respect it. At the end of the day, it's something that if you feel you have a strong opinion towards, then, you know, I'm all for it. You know, it is what it is. You know, I respect it. But either way it goes, I would really appreciate the support to it. And if you guys want to add me in the open beta, my name is the same as it is in the game, and I would definitely love to play with any of you guys, whether you be new to the game or anything. I would definitely love to help and stuff like that. I loved the Division. I didn't play so much of the first one that much, but I did play the second one. But I hope that I actually get to play with you guys sometime. And yeah, man, just keep that bell notification on, and I would really appreciate the support. Either way, again, sorry for the exaggeration. This is Synergy signing off, and peace out.